In nomine Padre, lo Spirito, lo Spiritus Sancti. Amen.
What is up,
I
Defects?
I felt like I was in church.
Yeah, we went from the soothing sounds of the 60-second countdown to Guy channeling his inner Padre Pio, and then we had to get jacked up with our Batman intro there. So, guys, good to be back. We were off for 4th of July. It feels like we haven't been on in forever, so we got a lot to talk about. We're not going to linger. We're just going to get into it. I see a bunch of names in the chat already. Loving it. The usual suspects hanging out before the show starts, shooting the shit. So before we get into it, let me say what up to my boy. Since Guy's taking a drink out of his fluorescent cup, I'll go to Jay first. What up, the butcher?
What up, guys? Missed everybody in the chat. A lot to talk about tonight. I'm sure everybody's fired up. Guyuch, let them know the deal.
What up? What up? What is up, Defects? I feel like I haven't seen you guys in weeks. We had a nice little 4th of July. Hopefully everyone didn't blow their nuts off with some firecrackers. Everyone's got all their fingers. Everyone's good?
Yeah.
Spirit fingers.
So we are good to go. Matty Forge, take us away. Take us on that journey down the road that nobody wants to go down right now.
Nope, but we're going to do it anyway. No spoilers in the chat for Thor 4. I'm just going to call it Thor 4 right now. We got more names we could talk about later.
Thor Love and Thunder.
Yeah, Bor 4.
Bor.
But none of us have seen the movie.
No.
Okay?
No.
So
not one.
That'll tell you something. Well, we'll get into that in a little bit. All right?
Jay said
no spoilers.
Funny. Jay, do you want to repeat what you said before backstage?
Guys, you know me. MCU ain't getting a hard-earned dollar out of my pocket. I will wait till Disney Plus. But you know, when the Forge boys don't go see a Marvel movie opening weekend, there's a problem. I'm telling you right now, there's a problem.
We'll talk about that more in a little bit. All right. Before we get into all that, let's pay some bills.
First up, guys, Erod 212, your Presser Express comic book pressing. Defects get you 10% off. Not only that, Erod will submit to CGC and CBCS and pass along his discount. You know my boy is going to blaze your books. Tell him the Defects sent you. And everybody's favorite beaver, Mutant Beaver Comics, one of the world's largest online retailers for exclusive variants and comic books, shipping worldwide. Defects 10 for that 10% off. Tell Pat and the B-Man the Defects sent you.
No, we could definitely discuss the movie before it comes out on Disney Plus, but a lot of people haven't seen it yet. We all pretty much know what happens, so you're not spoiling it for us. We just don't want to spoil it in the chat. All right? Jay, wonderful job on the sponsors, by the way.
Thank you. I think something.
I know you were waiting for something.
Oh, man.
Cerrone says, when Matt Forge passes on a comic book movie, first sign of the apocalypse. All right. What is Justin Shannon saying? I saw it twice. It's not one of the best MCU movies, but I still had fun. Well, there you go. I'm not mad at that. It's okay. Let's we got some news this week. There's nothing crazy, but we're filling in some blanks. We got some comic book news, which I know Jay loves. I wanted to actually start with the comic book news, but I think the slides got out of order a little bit. So, you know, the Defects. This is what we do. I'm going to roll that footage. Official. I love that video. All right, so this was interesting. Let me see this one. This is not the right slide. That's why. This is from 2 weeks ago. I forgot to delete it. No wonder. It is comic book news first. See?
There we go.
I knew something was wrong. I'm like, wait a minute. I thought I put comic book news first. All right. We're back on track. What are we 6 minutes in, already off the rails? I love it.
And we're back.
And we are back. 2 weeks, you got to knock the rust off, all right? Now, I don't have to worry about the perfect game anymore. It's already done.
No,
They already did a single.
Yeah,
we're good.
I'm just going to throw gas the rest of the game. Let's go. So Marvel just revealed the most important people in the Marvel Universe. Okay? So Jay's going to like this one. Marvel just revealed the most important people in the Marvel Universe, all of whom will have an important role to play in the Judgment Day crossover. Okay? Marvel released a new teaser for Axe Judgment Day number 2, which goes on sale this August. The teaser declares a handful of brand new characters as the most important people in Marvel. We got a picture of them. I know it's a little small, but that's sounded terrible. We are all important. So what do we got here? While little is known about the characters at this time, the teaser introduces readers to Tom from London, Katrina from Vancouver, Arjun from Mumbai, Daniela from Sao Paulo, Jada from New York, and Kenta from Yokohama. Hovering above the characters are the words, "You are all important," which further teases their upcoming role in Judgment Day. So like we said, not a lot known about this, but Axe Judgment Day number 1 comes out this week. We'll talk about it later on. But this is a huge crossover, and there's one more slide. So Jay, before I throw it to you, do you want to talk about it, or you want me to show the last slide?
And guys, if you don't know what Axe is, it's Avengers versus the X-Men versus the Eternals in this upcoming summer story arc. That's probably going to blow, I'm guessing, because most of their story arcs do nowadays. And it's very hard to get Marvel to write, a very good story arc, especially in the summer. I couldn't tell you the last good story arc, especially involving the Avengers, X-Men, and probably never the Eternals. So we got important people, right? They don't look very important to me. What I'm thinking is these people probably die in some type of catastrophe, killed by either the Avengers, X-Men, or Eternals, which leads to some type of chaotic incident, almost like in Civil War, which we all remember what sparked Civil War, was the death of civilians. So probably a hard pass. I mean, listen, guys, the comics ain't doing it for me. We might have to just turn this into a pop culture show, because I'm not feeling the movies. I'm not feeling the comic books.
And this is the last episode of Pressable Defects.
At least not now.
You
know what? There's some titles I'm excited for. There's some titles I've been reading from Marvel, but Independence, as we always say, is killing it right now, guys. So I don't know.
But wait,
read
there's more.
Arc. What do you think?
But
Matt?
there's more. There's more. Well, I think I'm with you because, and this kind of, you could look at this 2 different ways. So the next slide basically says, Marvel loads up the San Diego Comic-Con schedule with Spider-Man, Judgment Day, and more. They're dedicating a whole panel to Judgment Day. So they're hyping it up, maybe because there's not that much hype behind it. So on July 23rd, Marvel Entertainment will give fans a closer look into Judgment Day, a new crossover event that pits the X-Men, Avengers, and Eternal against each other, like Jay said. Begins at 1:45 p.m. in room 6A. The publisher describes the event as Nick Lowe and I can never say his name, Sobolski, prepared to pass judgment on their fellow panelists, including Adam Kubert, Dave Papozzi, and other mighty Marvel guests. So they're definitely pushing. They're pushing like 4 things at their comic panel. Another one is, they always do this. Marvel will, well, they don't always do it, but what's Marvel Comics' next big thing at 3 p.m. on July 23rd, and basically it's going to show you what lies ahead for Shang-Chi, Ms. Marvel, Ant-Man, Ghost Rider, and the rest of the Marvel Universe. It was interesting that they picked those titles to headline in this little press release. So they got like 4 major themes going for their San Diego Comic-Con Marvel Comics panel, and I just thought it was interesting that Judgment Day is part of that. So they definitely want to make this big. Whether it will be or not, who the fuck knows? So I think I'm with you. A lot of the chat is saying yawn. I'm kind of there as well. So we tried. We tried to give you some comic news. We tried.
There's not much out there, dude. We're trying here.
This was interesting. I'm not going to lie. When I read this, it kind of made a little bit more sense. And I don't know if you guys read this, but here, Marvel producer explains the heart of MCU's Phase 4. So Richie Palmer, he did Multiverse of Madness. His quote is Phase 4 is all a reaction. And I don't mean on our part as filmmakers, I mean the characters. It's a reaction to the trauma of Avengers, Infinity War, and Endgame. We're still feeling those effects in these movies years later. Guy?
I mean, I feel like the snap killed all the fun in the MCU too, dude, and all the goodness just vanished away. Hopefully he comes back for Phase 5.
Guy, does hearing that quote, like, does it clear up anything for you? Does it not matter? What do you think?
I don't think anything's clear at this point. To be honest, I really don't know what's going on. I'm the optimist. I think of the group, and I have faith, and I don't know where it's going, but
Quote of the night right there.
I honestly, I don't know. It makes sense to me. I don't think it doesn't like change anything for me, but it like, when I read this, I went back and I thought about all the projects, and I was like, yeah, if this is what they're trying to do with Phase 4, like if you told me 2 years ago, right, as soon as Phase 3 ended, that Phase 4 was going to all be about reaction to what happened in Infinity War and Endgame, I would have been like, that's going to be a terrible phase.
Yep.
And
I think
that's
the only
clearly what they went for.
The only thing saving them right now, dude, is if they have to bring out big guns for Phase 5. They got to bring out Fantastic Four, Ghost Rider, X-Men, all these big characters, because I get it. There's a long-term play. Like, they can't shoot their load all at once. But
Yeah.
these characters, man, just been... And whatever good characters they did bring in, they just fucked up. Fucked up.
But Jay, as much as I'm agreeing with you about the statement, at the same point, it's still debuted with $143 million.
I hear you, because
Like,
people
so
are gonna pay to see.
But what are they doing? They're doing stuff wrong, and they're still making money.
Yeah. Well, there's not a lot of movies out right now, right? Like there's almost no competition. Movies are finally starting to get back.
But Matt, that's fine. That means they just have to plan it correctly. They can do the same thing.
But the drop-offs to the second week have been tremendous for almost all movies.
But
and Top Gun, a sequel, just made over $1 billion, and none of the Phase 4 movies have yet, except for Spider-Man, which is technically whatever.
I'm not comparing it to that. I'm just saying in general, the money that's made is still made.
They're gonna make money, of course. I mean,
people are still gonna go.
We'll get more into this because there's a whole thing later. We're gonna talk about.
No one had work. It's 4th of July week, right? Kids are out of school. It's gonna make money, dude.
This is the biggest movie week of the year, right? That's Thor: Love and Thunder was put on the biggest movie week historically, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, let's keep going. This kind of ties into this, but I want to have the longer conversation towards the end of the show because we'll get lost in that. So this, what do we got here? What up, Biggie Shaq? This Biggie. Article is like an opinion piece, and I thought it was pretty good, but it kind of ties into some confirmed stuff. So why San Diego Comic-Con 22 could be Marvel's and DC's most eventful Comic-Con in a decade. Interesting, considering that D23 is coming 2 months later, month and a half later, and DC just had fandom. But I'm going to read it real quick. You guys react. All right. The writer goes on to say, this has to do with I kind of paraphrase. This has to do with public sentiment right now. That's why he feels that this is going to be important. So I know we don't like reading reviews and Rotten Tomatoes, but you have to gauge a little bit. Okay. So using Rotten Tomatoes, the audience scores. Okay. One could find a startling trend in Marvel's Phase 4, with Thor Love and Thunder's surprisingly middling reception currently at 68%. This is audience score, okay? Ranking among the lowest scores in the MCU. A Phase 4 MCU film receives on average a critic score of just above 75%. Comparatively, in its first phase, an MCU film would receive an average of 80%, and in Phase 3, an average score of 89%. Perhaps the casual fan is unaware of that, but Marvel Studios knows this, right? Okay, so that's why he thinks Marvel is going to make a big deal at San Diego Comic-Con. And then DC failed attempts to have a joint universe, right? The Zack Snyder kind of fallout. And then this whole Ezra Miller situation, which is just a complete fucking fiasco. He thinks they both have to have big showings. So what do you guys do? I mean, take it one piece at a time, however you want to do it. What's your reaction to that? Does this matter? Does any of what this guy's saying matters?
I mean, the most eventful con in a decade, I don't know about that. Probably the most eventful con in the last couple of years because of a fucking worldwide pandemic. Everybody's back at it pretty much, and everybody's looking to walk around and shop and bullshit about comics and go out hunting. Dude, listen, I've been off Instagram for like almost 2 months now. From what I've been told, things slowed down in the community. Hopefully it builds back up. There's not much excitement. There's not much more speculation. We talked about that, Matt. Why? Because these people are catching on now. These one and done characters, their books spike and then they plummet. Look what Gore books are doing right now. They just drop off the face of the earth. And that's not because it made 300 million worldwide. It's because the comic book fan didn't like the movie and sees the character as a flop, in my opinion, like the thumbnail says. So does it ruin it for some people? Yeah, I think it ruins it for, the comic book people. And hopefully these cons bring it back. I'm excited for Terrificon, dude, just to walk around and bullshit. I'm not going to buy much because I don't know, man. I just feel like the speculation game is at a standstill right now, and there isn't much. What are you going to spec on these minor characters? Everyone got caught with their hands in the cookie jar there, buying books for high prices, and then once the show comes out, they flop. On that note, I'm enjoying Miss Marvel, and episode 5 of Miss Marvel is probably darker than the new Thor 4, which is absolutely terrible to say, but and facts are facts, right? So I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Guy, what of it? I mean, I know we don't really like using the ratings, but you got to see a trend. Like, people are upset. Like, they're not just doing this because they want to be assholes. Like, it's getting bad reviews because they're not happy with the product, right? Like, at some point you have to say, like, there's clearly something going on. While you might not put a ton of stock into it, I think you use it to a small degree. I mean, I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know. I sit there and I say, why can't we just enjoy a movie? I've said it time and time again. Why can't, as much as they're all connected, why can't they just stand alone? Why can't it just be a good movie, a fun time? I go to the movies, I get lost. I'm in my own space. Nothing's going on but that movie. I try and enjoy it. I'm going to do the same thing when I go see this movie. I didn't get a chance to go yet. The first time in a long time that obviously when the movie came out, we were not there. So yeah, I mean, because maybe it just wasn't a priority. Maybe we have other stuff going on. Same thing with the community too. I think we all got back to life, in general. Just to touch on that, I think we all got back to work. We all got back to priorities, rather than, we had time on our hands before. Let's put it at that. That's how this whole thing got created. But now we all have the stuff that we had going on before is back. It never didn't go anywhere. It just got put to the side for a little while. But now going, I hope this movie's going to be good. If it's not, then I'm sure I'll still enjoy it. It'll go on the list, maybe lower than what it should. That's all.
Thank you for that politician answer.
Completely
sidestepped the question.
I did not.
Dude, people asked me, they're like, you didn't see the movie, what'd you do? I'll be honest with you, I reread the story arc from the omnibus, and then I thought about going to see it, and then I just watched The Boys season finale for the second time, and was way happier than I ever could have been.
We'll talk about that. But San Diego Comic-Con, there are two things going on. So, new confirmation that DC is going to be announcing a new movie. Could be something that they rumored. It's something that we may kind of already know, just hasn't been fully confirmed. So that's kind of cool. So that'll be something. I guess they're trying to keep up with Marvel here, right? They're trying to make a big splash here. And then Marvel to hold 2 major panel events for Comic-Con 2022. So basically Friday, July 22nd at 11:45 Pacific time to 1:15 Pacific time. Ballroom 20, so the smaller room. X-Men 97, What If 2, Zombies, maybe Spider-Man freshman year, maybe I Am Groot. It's all animation. Their first panel, everything animation related. So they're going to be talking that. And then the big one, Hall H, Saturday, July 23rd at 5 p.m. Pacific time. The mega panel, that's what they're calling it. They're going to be talking Black Panther, She-Hulk. Who else? That's all that's confirmed right now. Those 2 projects. They're going to most likely more She-Hulk and obviously probably the first trailer for Wakanda Forever. But the panel will be 1 hour long compared to the 90 minutes that we got back in 2019 when they just set the world on fire. They released how many different projects. And don't forget we have D23 in September. So, didn't we say like about a month ago, they said they weren't going, and then all of a sudden they said we are going. So, interesting.
You know what that means? So, that's when you know you're in trouble and you got to push.
That's what I'm saying.
Out.
Well, that's what this article was talking about, right? That they think they got to make a big splash. So, all right, we're gonna take a quick break from the news, and we're gonna bring in somebody you guys know.
Speaking of making a big splash.
Yeah, there you go. I think you know. I think everybody knows this guy.
Someone say
hey.
Gary.
What's up,
guys?
What's doing?
How's everything? Jay, I haven't seen you in years.
I know, dude. I've fallen off the mat. I'm off the grid.
You really are.
Yeah, I'm finished. Disgusted, terrified. Where has my hobby gone?
All the above.
Where is my hobby gone?
This is like a perfect segue into what Gary is jumping on for. Okay.
Right. Should I just explain real quick?
Just do it. Yeah. So a little bit of an announcement. A little tiny project that we've been working on, which I think it might help bring back some good feelings, right? Maybe we can get some positive juju going. All right.
Yeah. And we kind of teased it about a month ago or so, but now it
just was a crash landing. We crash landed on that one.
But now it is in place, guys. And Jay, you're going to like this. I think I talked to you about this already. The MCU has been going through a little bit of a bumpy road over the last 12 to 18 months. I would say after Loki. Is that fair to say?
That's about, I would say. I mean, Hawkeye was good, but it started, I felt the descent right after Loki. Yeah.
So what we decided to do was we polled the people. And we said, what was your favorite MCU moment? And we got, Matt, what did we get? Almost 30 different MCU moments that people were extremely happy and excited about. I mean, Cap picking up Mjolnir, right? The 3 Spider-Men on screen, Hulk smashing Loki, and on and on and on and on and on they went. So what we decided to do, we took them all and we made a survey. And now the survey is live and you can actually vote on your top 5 favorite. And what we're going to do is we're going to take the top 10 and am I using a bad mic? Hold on.
Yeah, I think it's switched.
Oh, yeah, hold on. Sorry. And what we are going to do, where's my audio?
My top 5 moments are the credits of the last 5 movies.
No. We're going to talk about the top 10. We're going to take the top 10, right? After everybody votes, and we have hundreds of votes coming in. We're going to take the top 10. We're going to do a live show. Obviously, Jay, you are more than welcome to show up. Guy, if you want in, you're in. Matt, I know you already were talking about it. We're going to try to get Benny involved from Comic Storian, maybe Jem, and we're just going to go over the top 10. And I think it should rejuvenate some people on what was and what may be again in the future. Fingers crossed, right? Come on.
I like it. Little
I see
nostalgia. Who
3
doesn't love a little
solemn faces
nostalgia?
on the screen right now? Like I see 3 upset people. Look at that.
It's upsetting because it's not the same. You know, what do we got there? Yeah, Sonny. Yeah, there you go.
So,
All right,
I don't know.
I think it's gonna be fun. You know, we released the survey like 3 weeks ago, and we didn't realize that it was like limited to 10 responses, which got filled in like 10 seconds. But now the survey's going strong. I pinned it to the top of the chat. It's fun, right? Let's have a little nostalgia. Everybody loves, even Jay loves a little nostalgia. You know, let's go back to the first 3 phases. But we put some moments from phase 4 in there so far because there's been a couple good ones. And then there's you could do a write-in. There's a place for a write-in just in case we miss some. So that's for Jay. I feel like Jay's gonna vote for 5 write-ins.
Well, I'm gonna ask Jay, and Guy, get ready. You're on deck. Jay, what is your favorite MCU moment? All seriousness, like what made you say, "Oh my God, I love this"? Like,
dude, I loved everything from the first 3 phases. I mean, there's so many good moments, dude. It's just everything after that is what killed it for me.
There's not one moment where you're like, "This is effing unbelievable." Like this
snap,
is so
dude. The snap has to be my all-time favorite.
On your left.
On your left. I mean,
that's on the list. So both of those are on the list.
Yeah, Star-Lord's dancing.
That is on the list as well.
Was fucking awesome. There's so many good things, dude. Like, I don't want people to take it the wrong way. I don't hate the MCU. I just hate everything as of late from the MCU. I see everyone in the chat about Miss Marvel. Dude, I like it because it is what it is. That's what you're supposed to get with Miss Marvel. I've talked about this 100 times. It's supposed to be a kid, teen, pre-teeny bop superhero show. It's not supposed to be, a Moon Knight list show or a loving gore, dude. I don't know, dude. It got too political and Marvel's trying to appease everybody. So, like I said, from phase 4, the credits. How about that?
There you go.
All right. Now, Guy, anything other than what you said? Is there anything one?
Yeah, listen. On your left is one of my favorite things ever.
And let me tell you, I don't want to cut you off because I'm sure you have a bunch, just like Jay kind of rattled off some. This is why we gave everybody 5 votes.
Yeah.
You vote for 5 because it's hard. It's almost a little difficult to say this. Like, look, both of you guys have different ones already, and they're all on the list. Everything you guys kind of rattled off is already on the list.
The Civil War, like when
it's on the list. When they're heading towards each other.
When they're heading towards each other, like that's like classic. The snap, obviously, that brings us back to the whole thing. The snap is huge. Cap picking up the hammer officially was awesome. So I don't. We could sit here and go back. Yeah, I mean that's
Well, what we're gonna do on
when
Thursday,
he says "I am Iron Man," like that, like
that is another one on there. You're talking about from Iron Man 1, right?
Iron Man 1. Yeah, that started the whole thing. So
what we're gonna do is the voting is live. I hope everybody gets in there, and I'm gonna be live Thursday night. Matt, you're coming on? What time?
Yeah, I'll be on with you. Yeah, whatever. 8 or sometime between 8 and 9.
Okay.
8:30,
and what we're
9
just gonna
o'clock,
do,
whatever.
you guys are more than welcome if you two want to go. I know Jay, I don't want to overwhelm you. No, I know you're busy.
Yeah, getting me on here to talk about MCU movies is brutal, dude.
So what we're gonna do quickly on Thursday night is just again make it known, get it out there, get the link out there, and go over quickly the 30. And when we have a top 10, we'll probably run it. What do we say? 2 weeks? Maybe 3 weeks?
maybe after Terrificon because I'm actually away in 2 weeks, so I won't be able to go live with you.
Yeah. So let's do it after Terrificon, and we'll run it through then, and then we'll do a live show and talk about the top 10 because what the MCU was versus what it is now. But we're going to talk about the good times because it's been, not.
Let's do it. Listen, get involved, guys. Get involved. Vote. It's going to be fun. Let's. I feel like it's been such doom and gloom lately. Like everybody's upset. Everything is. Let's just have a little fun. Let's have a little fun with it. It'll be a fun show. We'll get like Gary said, we're gonna get involved. Gary, Jem, Comic Storian. Yeah, it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a good time.
I'm just kind of hitting you with this live, all 3 of you guys. Yeah. Like, so if we do this and it works out well, which I think it will, because we always have a lot of class participation and fun stuff like this, right? And we'll do the live show and all that. What if we do it again, but we do top what's your favorite MCU movie /show? and we do another survey. We throw it all up there and see overall who votes for what's their favorite movie voted in by the people.
Okay.
We'll talk about
listen, let's see the turnout here. I mean, I think so far we got like 30 or 40 votes. You know what's in the lead?
It's okay. So I would either say it's the 3 Spider-Man or Cap picking up Mjolnir.
Oh,
those are the top two.
Terrible. Those
are the top 2 so far.
Top 3 Spider-Man's a terrible pick.
That's in second place.
Oh
that's
my
in second
God.
place,
Great.
along with 360 view of Avengers and Avengers 1.
That's
right,
classic.
That's classic.
That
Avengers
moment, that might be. Granted, Iron Man 1, when he says, I am Iron Man, I don't think anyone realized how big that moment was till later.
Yep.
But in Avengers, I think that's when everyone was like, okay, this is
big.
This is good.
That's got. I bet you that'll be in the top. That
That was the moment.
Sure. Yeah.
Literally, that was the moment in the whole that was the moment. Like, and then you started realizing as time went on, like, yeah, the Iron Man thing was a big deal. Like, I am Iron Man. Like, that did kick it off. But that 360 with all them together and Cap leading the charge, like that, like brings chills. It brings chills.
I'm gonna do. You know what? After that's done, I'm gonna do
top disgusting moments.
I'm gonna do fuck this MCU bullshit. I'm gonna do a top 10 comic book story arcs.
Let's do that.
Of all time.
I'll set it up. You could even do non-Marvel.
I was going to say, I thought that's where you were going because I know how much you like Boys, how much you like Titans.
I thought you were going with
no.
terrible moments.
I'm not talking about cinema.
You could definitely do the top 10.
I'm done with cinema.
I'm done with everything but The Boys and Peacemaker. And Stranger Things isn't, really a comic until now.
Did you start that yet?
Yeah, I did.
Are you happy so far?
Yeah. Yep.
He goes,
I am.
I did. Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I did.
No, come on, Jay. You don't have a choice at this point. You have to do the top 10 worst MCU moments. You have to.
I'm going to tell you right now. You want to know it's one of the worst? I'm not even going to talk about Phase 4, and then I'll get out of here because I know you guys have a lot going on. One of the worst MCU moments for me pre-Phase 4 was when Thor showed up in Infinity War, right? And he started whooping at, like, he showed up.
No one reacted to it.
Bruce Banner said, "Oh, you're all screwed now," or whatever. I thought that was the cheesiest, stupidest thing. He's sitting there in Hulkbuster. Like, I was just like, that made me.
There's so many. Hulk being a pussy, Thor being fat.
Yep.
Hawkeye kicking Kingpin's ass in her second fight of her life. Yeah, the hippo. How much time you guys got? How long is this show?
This is why we need to do this. This is why we need.
How much time do you guys got?
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, all right. We're thinking positive here, guys. Please, if you can, go vote. Everybody in the chat, go vote. Pick your 5 top MCU moments, and we'll be on Thursday night. Matt and I, just talking about it, just going over the list, and then probably sometime after Terrificon, we'll do our top 10, and it'll be a live show. And of course, you guys are more than welcome. We'll do the whole countdown, number 10, 9, 8. We'll throw some honorable mentions in there, and we'll have just a good time of the things that used to be and hopefully are coming in the future.
How was the auction?
It was fun. It was all Star Wars tonight. Next week is Funkos, and then the week after Ryan's back.
Yay!
There you go.
Funkos.
So
you're doing Mondays for the next 3 weeks, or
we're doing Mondays through the end of the month, and then come August, starting in August, we've got Attack on Tuesday. So
there you go.
Erod starts at 7 to 8:30. I'm going 8:30 to 10, and 10 o'clock on is Davis Ryder.
So Mondays for July, you're covered. You go from Gary's auction right to the Defects show. What more could you want?
Yeah, how about that?
There you go.
Gary, your favorite is Thor. What did you think of the movie? I was very disappointed. And Phase 4, I'm not going to get into this. I want to get out of here so you guys can run your show. I just want to say Phase 4 has been the phase of missed opportunities amongst other things, but
that's being nice.
I'm being very nice. Missed opportunities. And I think
me and BK are right here right now. I see you, bro.
Who?
BK
Watchmen?
for life.
Oh.
Watchmen was good.
Good to see you, Gary.
Yeah, I'm getting out of here. Thank you, guys. We'll see you Thursday night
You're the
at
best.
I don't know, probably 8:30.
I'll be in the chat making it spicy.
You can get in there.
Love it. That's what we need you for.
All right, thanks,
All right, Gary,
guys.
I'll call you tomorrow.
Yep.
Later, bud.
Bye.
Back to the
Yeah,
news.
well, before we start back up, I just wanted to
Yeah.
put this out there. We had a $10 super chat a while ago that we never kind of touched on. Thank you, Deep Dive Comics. Your 650th follower still waiting for my prize. And now your CGC certified grader has joined the chat. Bow before you, unworthy amateur comic book buyers, sellers, and graders. Well, congratulations.
That's right.
Sir.
Deep dive.
I forgot they were doing that grading.
Yeah, we had some other people that went
the
to that
certificate. I forgot.
special
They wanted me
training,
to, come, but I just
Yeah.
said I don't need that piece of paper.
Could
Do it.
we hit him with a little even, Matt?
Yeah, why
that
not?
little $10
deep
super
dive?
chat, you deserve it.
A little something, something.
Defects. Guess who's back for some more super chats? Yeah, baby. Let's go, Defects.
Smack that ass.
Never gets old.
Sorry. Never gets old. You know what? I want to pause the news because I knew I forgot something in the slides, and it was the CGC thing. I posted it on our community page a few days ago. Graders notes. They're free for everyone. Scan the code. I saw a lot of negative response about that. And I think Jay has like contaminated the whole community. It's just like a negativity. They're like, oh, now they're just going to get no notes available, no graders notes available. I mean, come on, man. We got to give them a little bit of credit when they try to do something right.
Yeah, of course.
Come on. What do you think? I was happy about this change. Anybody want to jump in?
Yeah, no. Hey, listen, they listened, right? The people spoke and they listened. They were getting beat up, and now they're gonna do it. It just sucks for the people that submitted during that little time frame that didn't get shit right now. But you know what? You want graders notes, dude. You want to see if your book could get a boost. You want to see what's going on with that book. So they did the right thing. Now, if they could just get back to grading books in a timely fashion, we'll be on track.
I agree. That's a lot. You know what? I saw a lot of responses of that. Like, how about you put effort into getting books back and blah, blah, blah. It's like, listen, we got to take a small victory when we could get it, right?
Yep.
They did something with the notes. People complained. They came up with a solution. I think this is a good solution. I don't think they're going to give less graders notes. Like, you think that this is that much work that they're going to have to put less notes? It's two different departments. The graders and then the people that make the labels, right? They're just printing a QR code on there. Rick Astley video. I don't know. I thought it was good. We can't always be negative. We gotta listen. THD, you're 100% right. But we got to take small victories where we could get them. It doesn't mean that they get a pass for everything, but they did something wrong. The community responded, and they said, okay. They tried to make it right. Maybe it's not a perfect response, but it's better than no response. That's my opinion. I don't know. Maybe I'm alone here. I feel like I'm alone on this one.
Dude, when was the last time you submitted books, fellas? It's been a while for me.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
The QR code is Mephisto. Oh, my God. There was something else. Something else just popped in my head. I'll remember. We'll go. We'll keep going. We'll keep going. We'll fly through these faster. This is some bullshit. Captain America 4, Marvel signs director for Sam Wilson's solo film. We all knew this was coming, but clearly now it's attached with a couple writers. Who we got? Malcolm Spellman, who served as the head writer on Winter Soldier. That's always a plus. And Dallin Mussman, we're going to pen the script. And then Julius Ona, who did the Cloverfield Paradox, will be the director. So this is a real project, officially attached with names and stuff. So probably hear a little bit more about this at San Diego Comic-Con or D23. The QR code, Robert Cerna, is they're going to basically, on the label, they're going to put a QR code. You scan it, it takes you to the graders notes. No matter who you are, you don't have to log in. It's just going to take you to the graders notes. A little rumor. I know, Jay, I love this one. MCU producer teases new Illuminati team in the future Marvel movie. So Richie Palmer, also speaking in the same interview, said he had been eager to introduce the Illuminati for years and explaining why it was a really exciting thing to use the team in another universe. Although Palmer teased that fans might still get to see an Illuminati of the main MCU one day. Okay.
One day. That's the key.
One day.
That's the two key words in that sentence. Yeah, you'll get the Illuminati. One day.
One day. One day.
Okay. All right. They were underwhelming in Doctor Strange too, so hopefully they get better. They can only go up, right?
It was underwhelming as being nice.
Yeah.
But anyway, I think Jay will like the next two. I do think Jay will like the next two. I hope. I know Guy will. I know Guy will. I hope Jay will. And I know the whole chat will. So, Charlie Cox, Daredevil, Vincent D'Onofrio, Kingpin confirmed for Marvel's Echo. Okay? But wait, it's not done yet. So before I let you comment on this, we're going to roll into the next slide, which also has to do with this, is that Marvel's Echo series is rumored to set up a Jessica Jones return. Okay? So the not rumor, but yeah, this one's kind of a rumor, but it's like one of those rumors that feels very real. So it goes on to say that Daredevil will, in the Echo series, will be looking for an old friend. So while Jessica Jones may not appear, it sounds very likely that she's going to get name dropped. What was also interesting is that on Disney Plus, they just changed the name of the Jessica Jones show to be, instead of Jessica Jones, it's now called AKA Jessica Jones. That sounds a little bit like Alias, right? Which is the name of the comic she first appeared in. So they're clearly trying to get your attention for Jessica Jones. So Echo, I mean, we talked about this when the Hawkeye series came out. I said Daredevil and Kingpin will be heavy in Echo series. They are now both confirmed. Sounds like Vincent D'Onofrio is going to be wearing an eye patch, so a little bit more comic accurate. Jay, throw me a fucking bone here. I know you didn't like what they did with
before you go to him, can I say something?
Of course,
made me
I want you to say something. Yeah.
So go back to the slide. Yeah, this is the first slide. So go back to the first slide. Yeah.
Okay.
So when you started the conversation on this, you go, I know that Guy's gonna like this, and I'm hoping that Jay's gonna like this. So you go, I know he's gonna like the first slide. You said Charlie Cox is Daredevil, Vincent D'Onofrio, Kingpin confirmed for Marvel's Echo. And then this ties into the second slide, and you go to the second slide. I thought you were gonna say Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio deny being being involved in Marvel's Echo. I thought you were going to totally contradict the first slide. I was waiting for it.
Totally redeem yourself.
Totally good.
Oh my God.
This, business-wise, in my opinion, and tell me if this makes sense, this is a terrible idea on Disney's part. And the reason I say that is because this is going to be so watered down compared to Daredevil and Jessica Jones on Netflix that everyone's going to compare how this is done compared to the Netflix Daredevil and the Netflix Jessica Jones. That this is the dagger in the heart right here. It's nowhere going to be as violent. It's nowhere going to be as good. It's going to be, people are going to compare.
Does it need to be violent to be good, though? That's my question.
I think Daredevil has to be violent. I think Jessica Jones has to be an alcoholic chick that likes to get banged out. I don't think Disney is going to portray that. So yeah, it has to be violent. And by violence, I don't mean Moon Knight where he just wakes up and people are beat up, because you're missing the best part. People are going to compare, dude, and this is going to be bad for Disney.
You're not happy for a possible comic accurate show where we get, the Echo storyline with Kingpin and Daredevil and that.
I'm looking forward to watching it, but I mean, come on. What is a one-eyed Kingpin got against Daredevil now? He already showed his cards, dude. He got beat up by a teeny bopper. Where do they go from there? Now he got one less eye and he's probably fatter.
Maybe he's more mad now. Maybe he realized you've been talking shit this whole time, and he realizes the King's back. Okay,
everyone is gonna compare this, dude. They should have just. I like seeing Charlie Cox back. He is an awesome Daredevil. Netflix Daredevil was absolutely insane. Season 2 is probably my favorite introducing the Punisher. I mean, I don't know, man. How do they top that? And especially Jessica Jones. They're going to bring her into Disney, dude, after what we've seen in Netflix?
Is it
This
just
chick,
because
this chick
Disney-
handled Luke Cage in bed. You know how hard that is? You know how hard that is?
I don't know. Is it?
apparently she knows how hard it is?
Save me,
So,
guy. I give up with Jay. I'm done. I don't even. I don't know why we're doing the show
giving
anymore.
up with Jay. It's apparent like this is where it comes into. Is it just because it's Disney that it's not going to work? Like I know how gritty the series were. I know how raw they were, how real they were. Is it just because it's Disney now it's not going to work?
Yep.
I hope you're wrong. I feel like you've been right a lot lately, but I just feel like I shouldn't say I feel like I hope they're just getting to a place where it's going to be more of what we want as opposed to more of what they're trying to do. I don't know what they're trying to do. I don't know. Let's keep going. I'm disappointed now.
Tricky has something for you, Jay.
Butcher tried to handle Cage in bed and failed.
Yeah, it's a tough task.
Oh my god!
But you don't think
one.
people are going to
Yeah.
compare? People are definitely going to compare.
I mean, I know you will.
Listen, it's natural to compare anyway. But you know what? We have 130 something people in here and only 75 likes. So maybe we can hit that thumbs up, Matt.
Yeah, let's compare those two numbers.
Let's compare those.
Smash that like.
Listen, you don't listen as the new boyfriend. You never want to compare yourself to the old boyfriend, right? So sometimes you got to just move forward. And let
But
the
it's the
past be
same
past.
boyfriend. That's the problem. It's all the same boyfriends.
Is
It's
it
not
though?
new boyfriends. It's
Is
the
it?
same. It's like dating the rough, gritty biker chick, and now you're dating the valedictorian. It ain't the same, dude. You're not gonna be happy.
All right. So, rumor Casey Walsh, who's been known to have a decent amount of information for the Marvel shit, says the Hood. Guy Fawkes tried to tell you, the Hood will be the villain in Ironheart, which doesn't really make any sense.
Time ago, but
How those two characters go together, but that's supposedly what it is, and that's the Hood #1 from 2002, first appearance. Just in case you want to know,
book's probably cheap right now.
it is. Jay, I'm just gonna let you talk about this one. We missed this one because we were off last week, so go ahead, Jay. Just go.
I mean, come on, guys. Whoever thought Howard Stern would ever play Victor Von Doom, you're bugging. I could see him in the movie, like portraying someone like himself. Do I believe it's true? Absolutely. Would I think we've talked about in the past is if they did a standalone Doom movie that led into the Fantastic Four instead of Fantastic Four leading into Doom? I think that would be insane. I think it would be awesome. I think Doom is a character with so much history that's kind of like an anti-hero. But Matt, say it. You said it the best line to me the other day.
Baba Boo.
How'd this guy?
Baba Booey.
What? This guy? What?
I don't know if I can repeat everything I said to you.
Howard Stern died for us 10 years ago.
Oh, yeah, that's right. My Howard Stern died for me 10 years ago. That's right. Yeah, there was a lot more choice words in there, but I left it. We'll leave it at that. So, Guy, I never talked to you. I talked to Jay about this because he called me and said, "Did you see this?" And I hadn't. But Guy, did you hear the sound bite?
Fa hoo high.
Got it.
No, I didn't.
You didn't? Okay. So let me just, and some people might not have it either. So basically the Howard Stern show went to commercial break and the commercials were playing and his mic was still on. And he was basically saying, so yeah, they got me. I talked to Feige. I'm paraphrasing. Maybe I'm just making some of it up. I talked to Feige. I'm doing Doom this summer. I'm doing the Doom movie, Dr. Doom movie. I'm dreading it. I can't believe it. The schedule is going to be fucking horrible. It's going to be a pain in the ass, but I told him I would do it. So that's what I'm doing this summer. And he was talking over, well, I should say not over, but under the ads that were playing. Like 75% of it you can make out. The other 25% of it is kind of inaudible. So people are saying, was it a head fake? Like, did he do it on purpose? Like a little troll action? Or did he literally just forget to turn his mic off? It sounded pretty legit. I'm not going to lie.
I didn't hear it. I mean, but it sounds to me like that could have happened. I mean, Obviously, he's not Doom. Let's don't get it twisted, people.
If Howard Stern's Doctor Doom, that will be the last show we ever do.
Ever.
I'm dead fucking serious.
Say goodnight to the defects.
I'm not even joking. That'll be done. At least an extremely long break. At a minimum. See? Here, look. Cerrone's in the know. Not on purpose. You don't fuck with the ads, bro. That's the cash money contracts. That is a really, really good point that I did not think of. So I think the best part of this, and I don't even know anymore if it's the best part, because it's telling us that you're getting some type of Doom project. But I feel like I don't even want a Doom project right now because they're just not going to do it right. Until they could prove otherwise, to me, you have to prove to me again that you're the heavyweight champ. You know what I mean?
Dude, this guy spells disaster in a Doom movie.
Maybe he's just playing Howard Stern.
Even that, dude. It's not going to be fun. This guy turned into a bitch.
Better Call Saul. Yeah, Better Call Saul's on tonight, so we're going up against that. I get it. That's last season. I get it.
All he does is complain, this guy. He sounds like me.
Yeah, seriously. It's like you have minions now in the chat. The negativity just oozes out of you. You've literally oozed onto certain people in the chat, and now they're just all like they just parrot everything you say, like death to the MCU. You're like fucking rioting outside.
No, just the phase 4, just the phase 4.
Oh my god! All right, that's the fucking news. I feel like it took us forever to get through. I don't even why are we even doing the news anymore? I'm just gonna do the news with Guy from now on because I feel like it'd be a little bit more positive.
I mean,
and then we'll bring Jay in.
Some people feel the same.
We're gonna bring
some
Jay
people feel the same way I do.
Jays, what'd you say?
Some people feel the same exact way I do.
And what would you say, Guy?
I said we're gonna bring Jay in as a special guest from now on.
Yeah, there you go. Maybe Stern's a Doombot and they blew his ass up. That would be good. Spider Paulie, that's a good idea. That's one way to sum it up. Phase fuck.
Nice.
All right. Oh my god. Yeah, it's rough out there. And you know what? It's like, why aren't we showing DC news? Because there really isn't any. They still have Ezra Miller. I mean, what the fuck is happening? Like, I feel like I'm watching a movie about Ezra Miller being a psychotic person that still is starring in a movie.
He's just a douchebag, man. I don't get it.
I mean, I think you leave him in now. He's heating up, man.
He's got a little spice to him.
He got a little edge to him. Don't pull him now. You got to leave him in, dude.
I don't know. I feel like he crossed the line. He grooming children. I don't think. I feel like he could be anything else. You know what I mean? I don't know. If he was like a murderer, I would say, yeah, leave him in. You know, like, oh god, I don't know. New comic book day. We'll talk about something we want to talk about finally.
Let's run it.
That's why every week begins with Jay.
Yeah, well,
because he usually has something positive to say about the comic books.
That's it. Yeah, I'm a comic book guy, man. All this movie shit, I don't care what anybody says. It's been underwhelming, dude. That's my opinion. Everybody's entitled. It has been.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
I watch a show like The Boys, and I'm like, whew, this is it right here. You know, I watch Peacemaker. I watch Titans. I mean, you guys heard me say it 1,000 times. That's comic book stuff, dude. That's what you watch a comic book show for. You don't watch a comic book. I don't watch gore for comedy. They don't go. It's not, you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
It is what it is.
All right. So, like we said, it's time for the new Comic Book Day show. This is where we bring you our top 10-ish picks of the week for New Comic Book Day, July 13th, 2022. All right. We're picking books based on the cover, based on the story, or based on, dare I say, a little bit of speculation, which is starting to become a dirty word again. All right. Also, our boys over at comicbookinvest.com, they got that new Comic Book Day pull list written by Chris Nelms. Awesome information. It is linked below. So basically, he's got the full list of ratio variants. He's going to list his picks of the week. So you take his picks, you take our picks, and you got like a full array of what to be on the lookout for come New Comic Book Day every week. So
Can
we
you do
got
that
you
again?
covered.
A full what?
Full array. Full array.
We're doing fucking exercises for you guys.
Yeah,
Before
we are.
before we start with this, you got a $25
Yeah.
Canadian super chat from former Trout. Former Trout always holding it down. Said watching the Defects is always positive, even if the news is all bad.
Love it. Appreciate you, bro. We got to throw them a little something before we get into these books.
Damn right you do.
Sure.
Make it rain on me, Defects. Yeah. I can feel it. More.
Dave, I always describe great ass. All right. And I just saw something that was deeply disturbing. We are the Defects, and, you know, we don't judge pretty much anyone, but I feel like this may have crossed the line.
Wow.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
I love it.
All right. So let's get into these books.
You got that going for you.
So you got that going for you.
Which is nice.
Super excited for this guy. Zdarsky is back with Daredevil #1, fresh off of Devil's Reign. One of the titles I loved was a very good Daredevil story was Chip Zdarsky's Daredevil. Devil's Reign kind of tapered off a little bit, but I'm glad he's back with Daredevil #1. If it's not broken, why fix it, right? So here we go.
I'm definitely looking forward to this as well. Definitely going to pick this up.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Second pick is me, guys. You got Star Wars The Mandalorian #1. For the first time, The Mandalorian arrives in comics. How many times have we had a couple, like last few months, we've had different comics, different things, but it's never been The Mandalorian. So Mandalorian bounty hunter tracks a target for well-paying, mysterious client. Witness the introduction of Din Djarin and the first meeting between the Mandalorian and the child.
There you go.
Obviously, you got to pick this book up if you're a fan of Star Wars.
Yeah. Great covers.
Probably gonna be the hottest book this week.
It's gonna be up there. There's no doubt about it. This is great cover art, great cover pickup, and
oh yeah,
probably be a good story. So
yeah.
Actually, that Daredevil cover was really awesome too. I didn't even realize that because the first 3 slides are all fantastic covers. Moon Knight #13. You know, I've been reading this. This is a must pick up. I think this is Marvel's most popular title right now, and I think this is the most pulled book this week as far as the last time I looked. It's a new story arc from Jed McKay. So Moon Knight's going up against the vampires of the structure. That Gist variant, that's dope. To me, that's just great. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I think of when you think of Moon Knight and what you wanted that. I hate to go to the movies, but the show, like, that's what I wanted the show to be, like street level, like defender of the travelers at night. Like, that's what I wanted to see. That's what that cover just screams to me. You know what I mean? And it's like, we didn't get any of that. But I digress.
That reminds me of that Spidey cover, the one that Italy,
the Italian one. Yes, we talked about it on Cover Chasing.
Yes, sir.
But if you haven't been reading the Moon Knight series, it's been super solid. And like I said, new arc starting. This is just classic Moon Knight storyline. I loved it. You know, loved it up to this point. I can't wait for the new arc to start.
Here's the bias in me, guys. Everybody hated on the new Punisher logo. It actually fits this story arc, and I've been enjoying this. I don't know if you guys have been reading this Punisher, where he's involved. He's like the high assassin for the Hand. This has been great, and the War Journal was just as good, which ties into it. So super excited to read this Wednesday morning when I wake up and go pick it up. If you're a Punisher fan, get into it because it is good and it is going somewhere. That's
a dope cover too. Not gonna lie. Guys, doing the comic book day show right now, but there is more to come after this. We're going to be talking comic market, probably talk about the boys so we can leave on a good note. So stick around. Guy Forge.
Well, if you saw it out there, you know I had to pick it, right? This is Transformers Best of the Beast #1 from IDW this week, guys. It says maximize or terrorize. Either way, things are going to get epic in this collection of the best of the Maximals, Predacons, and the characters from the world of Beast Wars, featuring classic characters like Optimus Primal, Cheetor, Black, Arachnia, Arizor, Tigatron, and Dinobot in clashes for the ages. So this just brings me back to my childhood. Love the Dinobots. Love everything about Optimus Primal. Can't wait to see this. Can't wait to get the book this week.
There you go. Add it to the collection.
Yes, sir.
Guys, we need some thumbs up here. All right. I know it's been a little rough, right? It's been a rough go. The MCU Phase 4, some of the reviews, but we need the thumbs up to keep us going. So we have, you know what we have. Gotta smash it. She is fucking excited. That's how excited I want you guys to be when you come and hang out with us in Terrificon, because that's where the Defects will be next. That's all I'm going to say. Be there.
She might be there.
Let me tell you something. She might be there. If you're going to Terrificon, I want to see something in the chat. What do they put in the chat? Guy, what can they put in the chat? Like a little symbol. What kind of emoji can they put in the chat if they're going to Terrificon?
A beer, dude.
A beer.
Yeah, put a beer.
Guy?
Yeah, put a beer. That's good. I like that. Put a beer. Put your
a
drink.
beer in the chat if you're going to Terrificon. So
we
can make a... That's it. That's all you need to know. You don't have to say anything else. Just a little beer. Let's keep it moving. Yes, this has been fantastic. Dogs of London #3 from Aftershock by Peter Milligan. This has really been fun. 1 and 2 were really good. It takes you. The only knock I have is that it's jumping a lot. It's a lot to take in. You kind of have to take a step back sometimes to realize what's happening. But it's like paranormal activity starting with a little bit of wise guy action, which I like a lot. Not too much on the paranormal side, more on the wise guy side. But I like the direction of it. It is a lot of fun. The writing is really good. The storytelling is good. The art's good. Definitely recommend. If you're looking for a new indie, jump on this now while it's still early on. I'm looking forward to #3. Jay, did you read this at all?
I haven't. I will hop on this.
Guy would definitely like this. Guy, you should definitely try reading this. Really, it's fun. I'm telling you. You're gonna like it. I'm telling you. I would tell you if it was horror, I would tell you it's not for you. Trust me. You're gonna like this.
I take your word for it.
It's fun, Matt. You describing a comic book like a Marvel producer right now. Gore, he's
I'm
fun.
excited. Listen, I can't be excited. You get mad at me for how excited I am getting about a comic book. You're talking about I'm the comic book guy. I'm getting excited about a fucking comic book, and you got to make me feel bad about that too.
He said I'm the comic book guy.
The word fun, man. Come on, stop it. Cut it out.
The juice box guy.
I'm the juice. We got a lot of beers in the chat. That's all I'm gonna say.
Juice box.
I got a lot of beers in the chat, so I'm glad to see you guys at the fucking Terrificon. Honorable mentions, Guy Forge.
Dave Cerrone
I can't do
something
it
in the chat. I don't know what he's doing, but honorable mention.
Murph.
This is what from Behemoth. This is Behemoth from Black Caravan. I don't. You want me to read this thing that's in here? Who put this in here? Jay, you put that in there?
Yeah, Matt told me to put something.
I'll read the whole thing.
Is it my fault?
Teresa is horrified to wake up and she's turning into a monster. She learns she's not the only one when the government throws her into a detention camp and others going through the same transformation. Surrounded by beasts, Teresa tries to hold on to her humanity by training to become a government weapon as part of the Project Behemoth.
Wasn't that good? That was good.
Fantastic. You copy and pasted that so well, Jay.
I meant Guy's reading of it. He really sold that.
Sounds like a great comic
You
book.
really sold it.
You really sold that, Guy.
Sounds like a great comic book. Next up, speaking of selling something, Superman, Son of Kal-El, number 13 from DC Comics. First appearance of Dreamer, a transgender superhero. All right, thanks, Superman.
Son of what guy? I just didn't
Son
catch
of
that.
Kal-El.
I don't know. You said Kal-El. Like you put a little mustard on it the first time you said it.
Yeah, there's some mustard on this comic. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah. Keep it moving.
Next, you got Axe, Eve of Judgment, number 1 from Marvel. This is the one that Jay's excited about. Judgment Day is a massive Marvel crossover event that sees the Eternals, Jay's favorite, X-Men, Erod's favorite, and Avengers, Matt's favorite, all go to war with one another. So we got that going on.
You got some swashbucklers on the cover.
Nightcrawler.
That's what you're talking about. Nightcrawler. He's one of the Three Musketeers.
Speaking of the Three Musketeers.
Speaking of the Crow's Nest. Look, super chat. Thank you,
$1
you, sir.
for each. Thank you, my friend. Go buy a water. Half a water
Next
after
up, you
YouTube
got
takes their fees.
Spider-Punk number 3 from Marvel. First appearance of Mattia Murdoch. Look at that. The Daredevil drummer from Philly. What the fuck are we doing?
Listen, I was gonna pick this book, so I almost said the F word again. Fun. Fuck. Can't say fun here. You can say fuck though. All right.
Jay,
you get put in timeout if you say fun.
If any book is fun, it's the last book, not this book.
Oh God, here we go.
Oh man, all right. Anyway, you got X-Men Hellfire Gala number 1, oversized one-shot first appearance of a new X-Men team. Congratulations. Just what we need, more X-Men.
Look at the hand placement by Cyclops.
Yeah, Cyclops is definitely not falling around. Emma Frost. How you doing?
All right, Jay. I better hear nothing but positivity for the next book. Okay?
And Jay's gonna do this one?
Yo, it's our boy, dude, Doug Bratton, coming through with Isolation number 1. He sent us some ash cans. I haven't read it yet. I got to get to Matt's house to read them. This is someone in the community, guys, that's at almost every con we're at, that's always buying books, that's been on the Sandman train before there was a Sandman train, if there isn't even a Sandman train. Can't wait to read this, guys. Go out and support him, man. Get as many copies as you can. Doug's a great guy. He's in the chat once in a while, and just an awesome thing he did. I cannot wait to get my hands on this.
I flipped through it. The art is fantastic, and I know Doug, very smart guy, so I know the story's going to be great. So yeah, let's support him. And that wraps it up. New Comic Book Day show with CBSI. Go check out that New Comic Book Day pull list. Link is in the description from Chris Nelms. Dope article. Go check it out. All right. What do you guys want to talk about? I'm at a loss right now because everything I try to bring up, it just gets shot down.
I mean,
you want to talk? I mean, what's on the thumbnail? Do you want to talk about that for 5 minutes?
Yeah, we could talk. We didn't see it, but I read the synopsis.
No, not about. Well, we know we didn't see it, but we know what the reviews are, right? And we know what the comic book market is currently doing.
We know what the comic book community is currently saying.
Sometimes may be good, sometimes may be shit.
Right. Okay.
Hold on. Can we hold on before we go any further?
Yes.
Can we get a moment of silence for Paulie Walnuts, dude?
Sure. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. To be honest, we had Ray Liotta die. We had James Caan die, and now we had Paul Sorrentino. How do you say it? I don't know how to say his last name, but Paulie Walnuts die. Paulie Walnuts. All 3 of these guys in the last month, right? It's like someone put a hit out, bro.
I feel like it's not a coincidence. They all died of natural causes, right?
Yeah. Yeah, sure. But yeah, moment
it's
of
crazy.
silence.
He had a heart attack. He got run over by a truck 3 times. Anyway, moment of silence. There it is. Did we have one?
Yeah, we had it.
We had it. We're good. See, people are ready to talk about the. I see it already.
Puerto Rico, thank you.
People are ready to talk about the market. Look at THD. The market is fucked due to people overpaying on spec and then the crash even for media that's well received. Okay, I mean that's objective. I don't know if it's well received. I don't know. I guess it's well received by some, just not as well received as it was previously.
I think people just caught on, dude, man. It's like, listen, you buy it. What's a good character to say, Matt? Who flopped hard?
A good character that flopped?
Yeah, the books flopped. Like, not a major. You know, all the major keys are never going to flop. Moon Knight took a dive. Moon Knight took a dive.
That book got cut in over half.
But I'm talking
60%
about
drop.
Morbius.
But that's still
It's
like a
good-
big time key in my opinion, you know?
Yeah,
But
but
it's
that
like-
was totally
dropped
dive
like the
bombed.
Yeah, you're right. I'm talking more like modern characters
Okay.
that appeared in this
Shang-Chi?
show, and then even that book's pretty much a major key. Like a book like Mr. Mobius, you know what I mean, or a book like like
From the TVA.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay. I
exactly.
get
I
it.
see what you're saying.
Like not a major key, but
Illumi- right?
impact.
Apollo
sudden,
said it, like Illuminati,
people were
like
overpaying for it.
Yep, even Carnage, a modern book.
Like the Sentry book, like that rumor.
Yeah, but all these books, like guys, everyone's buying. Listen, collectors collect what they like, right? And I'm not telling anyone to buy, when to buy or when not to buy. But people are all buying books, or they were buying all these books with movie news and rumors, and they were spiking. And then what happens? They come tumbling down after the show. And I think everybody caught on to that. Everybody's hip now. People are a lot smarter with their money. And listen, if you like a character and you want to pay that, because he's coming on to the silver screen or he's coming on to a TV show, do your thing, man. I'm not telling you how to spend your money at all. Do what you got to do. But sometimes patience is a virtue. If you're a Gore fan, now's the time to start buying him because that book plummeted. And he's a cool character, and that's a cool book to have. So if you waited, good for you, man.
Patience is also a song by Guns N' Roses.
Absolutely. That shouldn't even be in Thor, but it is.
Yeah.
Chef Harris, what's up, brother? Some people get the words crash and correction misconstrued when it comes to the comic book market.
What up, Chef?
True. Definitely true, right? Because if you look at all, it's funny because Gary said this to me on the phone the other day. He said, I think there's too many people out there that are just wanting a comic book crash. And we'll just use that word as just a steep decline. And he's right, because on the IG today, I saw a couple accounts that were just posting price drop after price drop and just kind of like reveling in the fact instead of like having a constructive, or trying to be helpful. It was more like, look, I told you, it was kind of like, all right, we're still higher than 2020, but we're clearly lower than 2021. So I think you had like a perfect storm in a bad way, right? You had this huge jump in 2021. And that was because of several things, right? You had pandemic, you had a lot of investors looking for new investments. So you had this enormous, and people had a lot of money. Stimulus, stock market was at an all-time high. People making money hand over fist, crypto, whatever, NFTs, they're making money almost in they're just whatever, right? You couldn't lose money. And now you have, several things happening to negate that. The stock market's coming down. There's inflation. I mean, some of these things you could say whether you think the economy is in a good place or a bad place, but there's no way to say that the stock market's come down. You can't say that the stock market hasn't come down and inflation's up there, right? Gas prices are high. You can't argue with those things. People have less money in their pocket this year than they did last year. Can't argue with those things. So you're going to have less money to spend on comic books. Mm-hmm. But you also have, and you can't ignore it, I'm not going to put a percentage on it, but you can't say it's not a piece of the pie. That comic book community, the comic book community specifically, forget about everyone else, is overall not happy with the direction of, I'll put DC in there too, DC in the movies and Marvel in the movies. What creates the biggest spike for a book, Jay?
Prior
to 2022.
Movie news or show news. It's not
Okay.
story arcs no more like it used to be. Now, it's
yeah, but it also has to do with people talking about it.
Yes, it's excitement, right, Guy?
That's what creates it. If you put it out there and you got 1 million people talking about it, someone's going to listen.
Right, because I mean, what's the big deal, right? Like if you really break it down, like if you explained it to an alien, why did this book go from X amount of dollars to 3X dollars? Because he showed up in a movie. Like, what did that matter? Well, it mattered to the first guy that bought it, and then the second guy that bought it, and then the third guy.
Yep.
Right? And that price just kept going up because there was excitement. There was, I have to get in this. I loved it. It's part of, I don't care what the price is. Oh, it was $100 last week and it's $150 this week. Great. I'm okay with it. I'm going to buy. That excitement is not the same. You can't deny that is an element of why the prices are where they are, because the excitement is not the same. Jay said it before. The books are plummeting after these shows come out. Well, they're actually diving before the shows even come out.
Yeah. Yep.
Because several reasons. And you could say chicken and the egg, right? Is it because the excitement's not there, or is it because they know that the value's not there anymore, so let me not buy it because the value's not there to make a buck anymore? I'm sure it's a little bit of both, but the excitement and the FOMO and all those feelings drive the prices. So when that momentum is not there, the prices are not going to be driven up. So anybody that tells me that phase 4 and the perception of phase 4, regardless of whether it's good or not, it doesn't matter. It's what the comic book community is perceiving as the level of excitement for these projects. And it's just clearly not there. Well, that's my opinion on this.
Dude, if this was 2 years ago and we got Doom news, we would be through the roof, right? But now I feel like when an MCU movie, forget DCU for now, we'll talk MCU. When an MCU movie comes out and there's rumors, what are the first thing comic book fans say? I hope they don't fuck this character up.
This is your exact statement from before.
Yeah, I hope
they say about it, you go, well, I don't even want it right now.
Yeah, it's like the Punisher. I don't want him. Leave him alone, dude. He don't belong in Disney. He don't belong in the MCU. Daredevil. I hope they don't fuck this up. Jessica Jones. I hope Doom. I hope they don't fuck this up. Illuminati was trash, dude. They look like a 90s movie, dude. It looked like costumes from the first Ninja Turtles. I'm like, what is this? Like, what are we doing here? So I think that too. People are just nervous, man. Like they see what's going on. Everybody said, I hope they don't fuck Gore up. What'd they do? They fuck Gore up, right? I didn't even see the movie. I'm just going based off what I hear. When Gary's a huge Thor fan and loves the MCU, and he's like, that's when I'm like,
Erod too. God. Erod always defends the movies. Yeah, he was like, it was fucking not good. Yeah, I mean, I see. I'm trying to read the chat. I'm listening to Jay. I'm reading the chat a little bit, and I see the female superhero, the gender swapping. I gotta tell you, I don't think that's the problem. I really don't. And I know some people do have a problem with that, and that's your opinion. You could whatever. It's the quality of, if you're gonna swap something, make me forget that you swapped it. That's right. The point, right? Like, if it's good, it doesn't even have to be better than the next guy. It just has to be good, so that I have like that Taskmaster in the going forward is female. Like, that's just who she is. But that's not what happened, right? And Taskmaster, whatever, you could say that's a good example, bad example, but clearly she's going to be back. She's going to be in the Thunderbolts, so it's going to be a character they want you to care about. So, a lot of people have fought me on this in private messages and in chats and even on our show. But if you think that phase 4 does not have a small reason as to why comic values are going down, I don't think you're being honest with the reality of the situation. I'm not saying it's the entire reason, because there's a lot going against comic book and just collectibles in general. The valuables of collectibles, there's a lot going against it. But this is that extra cherry on top that I think is driving prices down a lot faster for books that should have some momentum behind them. That's just my opinion.
100%, man, and that's why people are surprised. I like Miss Marvel. I like it, man. I think it's a good show. Like I enjoy watching it. I'm like, all right, I know where this is going. I'm not invested. I own maybe one Miss Marvel book that I found out in the wild, but I'm like, I enjoy the show, because maybe it's because I have no prior comic knowledge to her because I never really read her books. But I think the show, it's good in my book. It ain't The Boys, right? It ain't Titans. It's not Peacemaker, but it is what it is. And that's what I expected it to be. I think Echo may surprise me a little bit. She-Hulk, I think the same thing. I think I'm going to enjoy it because I know what I'm going into. As the total opposite, which is like Moon Knight, which I was super excited for and just let down by episode 3. So I don't know, man. I hope things do change, and I hope, and like people, a lot of people in the chat, or I saw one guy say it's because the speculations you can't move your books. It's not all about moving books either, man. It's like I like going out and hunting these books and reading these story arcs and getting excited for characters and trying to guess what's happened next, like we used to be enthusiastic about. Now, Matt, that's gone, right? Really no excitement into getting into a story arc or trying to figure out who's going to appear. It's just like, who's going to show up? Let's see,
Yeah, that was a big part of what we did here. It was digging in and it was books that we wanted you guys to be able to go and grab. It wasn't books that we were selling. So whoever made the comment about you're mad because you can't sell your books, fuck you. It's not got zero to do with that. I don't got to sell my books to go about my day. It is what it is, But I saw Omar S. I like his commentary. He usually has a difference of opinion than us, but that's okay. It keeps us honest. He's saying, admit that it's just not for you anymore. I think that's what we're kind of doing, right? We're saying that we don't like what is being put out right now. It's not like, hey, we hate it. We're just, there's things that we wish were done better. Jay's had good things to say about some of the projects. Guys had good things to say about some of the projects. Guy's the most optimistic out of us, and he is even feeling that, the fatigue is there because it's something that just is now feeling repetitive as opposed to something that's supposed to be, that you're supposed to, I mean, we have a fucking YouTube show about this. We take time out of our lives to come on here and talk to you. We get nothing out of this. Whatever money we make from YouTube, it literally, we're in a deficit. It just goes back into the channel. So we get nothing out of this except for talking to you guys because it's a passion of ours.
That being said, I don't want to reach in my pocket at the bar once in Terrificon.
Yeah.
So send drinks our way.
Yeah, that's fine.
So yeah, it can't all be home runs, but I have been defending Phase 4 to the dying end, but I am running out of rope. I'm done. I can't do it anymore. I still enjoy it. Don't get me wrong. I still watch them, but it's not
JP.
I'm expecting more.
JP, hold on. Yeah,
I read the whole synopsis, dude. I don't want to spoil it for anyone.
I'm not shitting.
Here.
I didn't say one
not
bad thing
on
about
it at
Thor.
all. I even said I haven't said one bad thing about it either. And I said
I'll tell you right now, I'm shitting on it. They fucking killed Gore.
Yeah, I mean, listen. I know. I'm like, listen to what we're saying. If you're gonna fucking comment, watch what we said. Literally, not one negative thing has been said about Thor 4 because none of us has seen it. So Jay knows the entire plot. So he's talked to like 7 or 8 people that have seen it.
And I won't go see it.
Right.
So if I go to the movies, I'm seeing Black Phone, or I'm seeing Lightyear, or I'm seeing the Minions. There you go.
I saw Lightyear. It was good.
This is I don't know. I want it to be good. I root for this. I want this to be better. I pull out every excuse in the book. But the reality is the reality. Like, it's just not doing as well. It doesn't mean that it's the worst thing out. It just means that we wish it was better. It means that there's clearly a sentiment in the community that feels the same way. or else there would be momentum and excitement behind a lot more books. That's just the reality. You can't argue with that. You can say you liked it so far, and nobody could change that fact. But we have to cover the overall majority. We have to cover the community and what people are talking about. This isn't just us. Like, we have several group chats with people. It's like you take the pulse of the community and then you talk about it. You know, if we were the only ones talking about it, you would know that, but clearly we're not. Right? We're definitely not. You know, there's always going to be difference of opinions, but there is a factor that is driving all of this, and that can't be denied. I mean, you can't argue with that.
And like you see it in the chat, guys, they said Thor was basically a comedy, and I get that. If you want to make it a comedy, because me and Davis Ryder had a conversation, right? The first two, Thors were kind of dark. There wasn't much of a comic tone to it. Then Ragnarok came out, and it was more of a comedy. Wood Hella, which was an awesome villain, but, it did very well. He took that, and he wanted to do that with Thor 4. But you don't have a character like Gore in a comedy. Pick a different villain then, if that's the case. You don't take a dark undertone storyline like that God of Thunder run and make it into a comedy. Just pick. There's so many Thor characters out there that you could do comedies with if that's the direction you want to go in. You don't do it with Gore. And that's it.
Don't fuck up Gore for Jay. Don't fuck up Gore for Jay.
On a positive note, how many weeks do we have till Terrificon?
What do we got? Let me see. 2 weeks from Thursday, right? Was it start Thursday or Friday? Friday, right? So 2 weeks from Friday.
You guys starting to get excited?
Is that right? Yeah, that is right. 2 weeks from Friday. That's gonna be fun. That's gonna be fun.
Jay?
3 weeks, dude. It's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be a good time. People that came and met us there already know it's gonna be a good time. To the new people that are coming, what's the name of the bar, guy?
Just meet us after dinner. That's all I'm saying. Just meet us after dinner.
If you see a bull, you're in the right place.
Yep.
Yeah. So all whoever's coming to dinner with us knows that dinner is going to be out of this world. We're going to have some drinks at dinner. We're going to have some laughs at dinner, and then the laughs will just protrude outside the restaurant to the casino floor, and let's just say they'll spew all over that bull.
And listen, Omar and JP, I heard Christian Bale killed it as Gore. I heard one of the problems was there wasn't enough of him, and just the ending, not to spoil, but that's not like, I know it's different, and I know you got to look at it from a different perspective than the comic books. But, I mean, you got Gore, and then you got a scene with screaming goats.
Listen, Jay, I mean...
And when it comes out on Disney, comes out on Disney Plus, I will give my honest opinion of it. Like I did Doctor Strange too. Some parts were great for me. Other parts, I was just like, what is this doing in here? Everything was just jammed into one movie. But some aspects of it I loved, but others I thought they're just forcing stuff down your throat.
Yeah, I mean, me and Guy, we went to see Doctor Strange too, and we both loved it as far as an entertainment value. I mean, was it perfect? No, but like it kept me on the edge of my seat. I thought it was a great movie to go see. I expected it to be something a little different, but I still enjoyed it. There was definitely two parts. There was probably about 15 to 20 minutes of the movie that I was just like, this is dumb. But I could point that out in basically any movie I watch. There's probably a handful of movies ever that I can't say that about. So I'm going with the overall general consensus of everything we've seen so far in Phase 4. And you can love it, you can hate it, you could be somewhere in the middle on it. The point I was trying to make is that it has clearly affected the comic book market, the comic book community, and you can like that fact or hate that fact, but you can't ignore that fact. So your opinion is your opinion. No one can change it, but facts are facts. And we have clearly seen a decline of value not just for the reasons of that are going on in the world, right? There is a clear, when you start to see key first appearances, monster characters in the comic book world decline before a show even starts,
No problem.
that there's something going on there, right? There's something going on there. So, each week we chip away at this comic book market a little bit more. I feel I got to be honest. This is based on just a gut feeling. There's no facts behind this one. I feel like we're very close to the bottom, though. I think we're getting close. A lot of these books, I don't think will go too much lower. Now, that could all change. Something major, I could be completely wrong about that. The stock market could drop another 15, 20%. That's clearly going to affect the comic book market. Like, the real world does have implications that are going to bring the comic market up or down. Okay? So,
I think so. Here we go. One last thing about the MCU. I think the Guardians movie brings us back. I think it takes us into something else.
That could be the savior.
I think Guardians brings us back. I think Warlock brings us back. I think we get some cosmic entities. And I think it would be awesome if Disney did one whole, like they did, they built up into Thanos, right? That was the main objective of phase 1, 2, and 3, right? With Thanos.
You have faith in Warlock.
Warlock. I think we have a cosmic side and we have a street side, and they collide once in a while, but not too much. And I think Guardians brings us back. I think phase 5 brings me back into the MCU.
Did you watch?
Chris, I agree. I said that. Guy, jump in right after this. I said that. I think that you could. I didn't put a percentage on it, but I said it is affecting it. The momentum behind the movies is just allowing everything that's happening in the world to drag it down even more. So it's impossible to put percentage on, right? It's impossible. You can't say, well, the real world has 90% effect and everything else is 10%. All I said is there is a small piece of it that is because of the overall sentiment in the comic book community on the projects we've been seeing on the big screen and on the small screen. That's my opinion. We share that opinion. A lot of people we speak to and have, high regards for in this community feel the same way. Everybody's up, it's up for debate. That's why we're doing this. That's why we're doing this back and forth. Go ahead, Guy.
No, I didn't know if Jay watched Jojo Rabbit yet.
No Jojo Rabbit. I started Stranger Things though, and I like it.
Got it. All right.
Did you watch the series finale of The Boys, Guy?
Oh,
I did not yet. I'm one episode behind.
Okay, you're in for a treat. So we don't want to give out too much. Jay, we'll end this on a positive note. 1 to 10, what do you give The Boys season 4?
The whole season is season 3 as a whole.
Just give me as a whole. Let's start there.
I love it. I don't want to grade it.
Okay.
I love it. I can't wait for week to come to watch it. I think it's got everything you need for a comic book show. Everything. Loved it. Loved the ending. I mean, the fight scenes.
I feel like Omar S is Jay's like Mr. Negative. They're like polar opposites. They're like the yin and the yang. They literally have a difference of opinion, completely opposite sides of the room on every single topic.
Nah, I think, dude, I'd like to. So, the season finale, I didn't know it was the season finale. And then I'm watching, I'm like, oh, this got to be the season finale. I mean, it left you off wanting more. I'm like,
of course, yeah.
It was good, dude. It was really
favorite season so far.
Favorite season so far.
Hard to beat season 1.
It's in the conversation.
Yeah, I think it's my favorite. I think it's my favorite season so far. Hero Gasm was funny as hell. I think I'm a huge Homelander's my favorite character. You know what I mean? I am a villain type of guy. I think there was a lot of development for him in especially the last 3 episodes. So everyone would think I'm the Butcher, and the Butcher, no, Homelander's my guy. I think a lot of I think he's starting to change. I don't want to spoil anything, but that's my dude right there.
It's hard to speak a lot about it without spoiling it. I get it, Omar S.
Sorry.
it was I it's so funny because Jay talking about character development just warms my heart. Like it hits home. And that's what and Homelander has changed a lot and really changed a lot over this season. And I think that's really important for the show because they can easily get into this like kind of like same song over and over again. That mentality of just kind of like rinse and repeat. And like going into season 3, I thought that's what we were going to get. And it kind of started off that way. And then they just were like, nope, this is something different. We're changing the characters up. Everyone kind of had a new mentality, which I liked because it made it feel like something completely different from everything that you've seen so far. It kept it fresh, great writing. Like I can't say good enough things about it. It's not a 10 for me, but it's very, very good. So, yeah, of course. Finale was it my favorite episode of the series? No. Did it want giving more? Yeah, I wanted more from it, but I can't wait for season 4. That's all.
Dude, but you know what's great about that show? Every character they bring in, whether it's a tiny character or a big character for the season like Soldier Boy, every character on that show is fucking awesome, dude. Is awesome, and they play a great part, and they do what they're supposed to do.
They make an impact. Every character.
They make an impact. Yes, they do.
Yeah. This is what Jay loves about it the most is that they beat up on both. They beat up on everybody. No one's safe in the boys, right?
Yeah,
they're beating up on everyone.
No, JP, to compare anything in the MCU to the boys, dude, just you can't. They're not doing.
Who's talking about them pushing a narrative?
Yeah, we're not talking about. We're talking about a good comic book show where you just enjoy some violence.
I feel like you're like bringing other people's bullshit into our show, or maybe you're just talking to the chat. I don't know.
Nah, but dude, to the left and the right, that I don't even think about that, and that's the last thing I want to think about when I'm watching a comic book show. And that's my whole point, dude. It's just like I just want to enjoy comic book characters fighting and doing their thing.
Oh God! Murder Amelia is talking about that. We showed it last time we were on. The ASM 129 over your shoulder there.
Oh man!
Oh, you like it, right?
Not everybody's seen it. Yeah,
I'll post it if I ever do come back on social media, which I doubt. I will definitely show that off from Frag Boy. I'm waiting for one more piece from him though.
That's right. What do you got, guy?
Someone got to put this guy in the bathroom, dude. Moderator, get him the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Put him in the bathroom.
JP guy? Yeah, I don't know who this fucking guy is. We're here. We're having a good time. We're debating. You just come in and you just start shitting on people.
Let's end it on a good note.
Dave, get him the fuck out of here. Put him in the bathroom.
Put him in the fucking bathroom.
Thank you, guy.
No problem. No problem.
What do you got, brother?
That's it, guys. I think we had a good show. It was nice to come in. I'm a little tired right now. My knee feels like it's gonna break in half. I'm gonna go take some fucking Percocets and go to sleep.
Boom. Jay, any cold keys soon?
Yeah, everything. Pick a book. Pick a book. It's gold, dude. AF-15.
They're all cold at this point.
You know what? Right now, we just feel like talking about any books without knowing what's happening is just kind of disingenuous because in our personal lives, we're not really picking them up. So why would we tell you guys to pick anything up? So right now, we're just watching. We're watching. We're learning. We're trying to see what other people are doing. But we will not be pushing or advising anyone publicly, okay, until we feel a little bit better of where things are headed. So we're always looking.
Also,
we're not doing it yet.
Also, Nikolai's been involved in some crazy shit lately, so he hasn't been around.
Rough.
So
it's a little rough for Nikolai.
Little rough for Nikolai. He's been involved in some shit. So
listen, exactly. So Hartman's sports cards, dude. This is what we tell our viewers and everyone that watches our show, even if it's on the rewind. wait, guys, it'll bottom up. Wait to grab those keys, dude. And if you're a seller, hold, because hopefully it does come back. So that's how honest, you know what I mean? We haven't been selling books. When you see Matt and I are not on Gary's channel, it's because we're not getting money, dude. We're losing. So just hold your books, guys. Hold your books and just wait. Wait for everything to keep dropping. Then you scoop up those books you want. You know what I mean?
Listen, it's a great time to be a comic book collector. Pure comic book collector. Don't care about value. Don't care about the movies. It is a great time for you.
Buy Omnis. Start
prices
buying
are down.
Omnibus.
They're not all the way down. Don't get it twisted. The prices are still higher than they were in 2020. But way off the top, right? 30%. In most cases, 30% down.
Thorough.
There he is.
What up, Kujin?
Kujin. Guys, make sure you guys are subbed up to Keep It Thorough Comics, and make sure you're checking out that Keep It Strange Comics. He's doing his new comic book day sale. I think he pushed it a day because of delivery issues. A lot of people have been having delivery issues that I've seen throughout the comic book community. So, you know, make sure you're patient. It's not an individual thing. It's kind of a worldwide thing right now, but make sure you follow and Keep It Thorough Comics. What else you guys got before we get out of here? Anything? Guy, any final thoughts?
No, hopefully we can have a little sale ourselves soon. All of us together.
Could do that just to kind of get together. You know, I feel like a lot of people have been calling for it, so why not? We'll have a little sale, maybe on the first Defects auction.
Ooh.
Why not? Just to have a little fun, right? What do you got, Jay?
Let us know if you guys want that.
We will see you back here next week. Hopefully with better news. Hopefully we get better. We need something to snap us out of this, right?
We do.
We need something to snap us out of this. I'm still not going to see Thor till it comes out on Disney Plus, so I will definitely let you know about that. Guys, perfect time to start reading books. Pick up Omnis. Do what you got to do. If you come to Terrificon, come say what's up. Buy us some beers. We will buy beers back. We'll buy shots back. It's a great time. Ask anyone in the chat that's been there. It's going to be awesome. I will be there Friday, Saturday, Sunday. These guys will be there Saturday, Sunday. Gary will be there. A bunch of people from the community. I am picking Davis Ryder up from the airport Thursday. We will be partying all weekend long. That's it, guys. Listen, keep it comics in it. We don't got to get political. That's not what this is about. It's about enjoying a comic book character and a comic book show and forgetting about all that other stuff, right? Forget whether you're this or that or Democrat or Republican or whatever you are. Forget that. Let's just get to comics and keep it to the comics, guys.
What do you think? Keep It Thorough got a question for you.
Real quick question. I like it, dude. I like it. I talked about it earlier in the show. That was one of my picks of the week. I like him with the hand. I see where it's going, and it's not. This ain't staying. Trust me. I see where it's going.
All right. So I'll be on with Gary Thursday night. So come hang out with us. We'll bullshit a little bit. We'll go run through the list. It'll be a fun show. I know I'm not allowed to say fun anymore on this channel, apparently. Jay has banned that word. It's on the blacklist.
Can't say fun.
Can't say fun. What else? Next week we got a show. Like Jay said, we're gonna just we'll try to bring something fun. Give us some ideas in the comments. We'll try to come up with something.
Tonight would have been
tonight
would have been perfect for Cash It and Trash It because people had
it would have just man, there was a lot of frustration in the chat tonight. But remember, 99% of you know what we're trying to talk about here. There's 1% that no matter what you do, they're gonna cry. All right, so we love all the different opinions. We love the chat going back and forth with each other. We're all family here. I love the different discussions. I love the difference of opinion. But at the end of the day, like these guys always say, as long as we can have a beer at the end of the conversation, that's all that fucking matters, right? So, see you next week. I won't be here in 2 weeks. So if you guys really want to tune in for a really good show, in 2 weeks, Jay and Guy are going to be running the show solo. So that's always interesting.
It's always fun.
Thorough, what do you think? Save your calendar, Thorough. We need you.
Yeah,
2 weeks. That's right. So All right, boys and girls, we appreciate you being here with us, hanging out. Hit the thumbs up on the way out. If you're new, hit the subscribe button. All the audio podcast listening platforms we are on. Audible, Spotify, iTunes, Google, all of them. Check us out. If you don't want to watch us, you can listen to the long format in the car while you're running on the treadmill, whatever the hell you're doing. Yeah, man, that's it. So, for the defects.
For a fun time, listen to our podcast.
For a fun time, listen to the podcast.
Wow.
All right, defects, we love you.